Sometimes, romance anime can hit us harder than we expect. They make us laugh, cry, and remind us of the beauty and pain of love. Whether it's the shy glances between two classmates, the quiet confessions under cherry blossoms, or a love that blooms in a world filled with magic, romance anime captures something truly special. If you're looking for series that will warm your heart, make you smile, and maybe even restore your faith in love, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into some of the best romance anime you absolutely need to watch. We'll talk about the classics that define the genre, the sweet and wholesome ones that make you feel cozy inside, the emotional dramas that leave you speechless, and even a few fantasy romances that will transport you to another world. So grab a blanket, a cup of tea, and let's begin. 1. Toradora. Let's start with one of the most iconic romance anime ever made, Toradora. At first, it looks like a typical high school rom-com. You've got Ryoji Takasu, a kind boy who looks scary because of his sharp eyes, and Taiga Isaka, a small but fierce girl with a big attitude. They seem like total opposites, but that's what makes their story so beautiful. When they decide to help each other with their crushes, they slowly start to see each other's real selves. Beneath Taiga's tough exterior hides a lonely girl who just wants to be loved, and behind Ryoji's intimidating face is one of the kindest souls you'll ever meet. What makes Toradora stand out is how real it feels. The emotions aren't forced. They grow naturally. The show mixes humor, heartache, and moments of pure tenderness in a way that stays with you long after the final episode. By the end, when Taiga and Ryoji finally confess their feelings, it's not just a happy ending. It's a moment that feels earned. Their love is the kind that grows through understanding, patience, and shared struggles. Toradora is a timeless story about finding love when you least expect it, and realizing that sometimes the person who annoys you the most might be the one who understands you best. 2. Lovely Complex. Next, let's talk about Lovely Complex, a show that proves love comes in all shapes and sizes. Risa Koizumi is tall, loud, and full of energy. Atsushi Otani is short, funny, and sometimes a little insecure about it. Together, they're known as the class comedy duo. Their constant teasing and bickering make them one of the funniest pairs in anime. But as the story goes on, their relationship starts to change. What begins as a friendship filled with jokes slowly turns into something more emotional. You can really feel the shift as they start to see each other differently, not just as friends, but as something deeper. What makes Lovely Complex special is how it deals with insecurity and self-acceptance. Risa worries about her height, Otani worries about his, and yet, they learn that love isn't about appearances. It's about connection, laughter, and being completely yourself. By the end, when they finally get together, you can't help but smile. It's sweet, funny, and incredibly real. Lovely Complex reminds us that sometimes love is found in the most unexpected places and with the person who's been right beside you all along. 3. My Love Story, or Monogatari. If you're tired of the usual anime tropes, the cool, mysterious boy and the shy girl, then My Love Story is exactly what you need. Takeo Guda is a giant of a high school student, tall, muscular, and intimidating to most people. But behind his tough appearance is a heart made of pure gold. He's kind, selfless, and always ready to help others. Unfortunately, girls never seem to notice him. They're all interested in his handsome best friend, Sanakawa. Everything changes when Takeo saves a sweet girl named Rinko Yamato. She's gentle, cheerful, and unlike anyone he's ever met. Takeo immediately falls for her, but he assumes she must like his best friend. To his surprise, she likes him. And from that point, the story becomes one of the most wholesome and refreshing love stories ever told. Unlike many romance anime, they become a couple early in the series. And the focus isn't on whether they'll get together, but on how they stay together. The entire show is filled with adorable moments, goofy humor, and genuine warmth. My Love Story is proof that romance doesn't always have to be dramatic or complicated. Sometimes, love is just pure, simple, and full of kindness. 4. Horimiya. Now let's move on to a modern fan favorite, Horimiya. At first glance, Kyoko Hori seems like a popular, confident high school girl. But outside of school, she's completely different. She takes care of her younger brother, does housework, and rarely gets time for herself. On the other hand, Izumi Miyamura looks like a quiet, nerdy boy, but outside of school, he's covered in tattoos and piercings. When these two discover each other's hidden sides, something truly special happens. Their connection grows naturally, built on understanding and shared vulnerability. Horimiya stands out because it captures what young love really feels like: the awkwardness, the excitement, and the comfort of being accepted for who you are. The show doesn't rely on big dramatic moments. Instead, it focuses on the small, intimate details that make relationships real: holding hands, quiet conversations, and learning to open up. It's soft, funny, and emotional in all the right ways. By the end, you feel like you've watched two people not just fall in love, but grow up together. 5. Kimi and I Todok, From Me to You. From Me to You. That's what Kimi and I Todok means, and that's exactly what this anime delivers. Emotions that reach straight from the screen to your heart. Sawako Kiranuma is a sweet, shy girl who has a hard time making friends because she looks like the ghost from The Ring. Most of her classmates avoid her except one, Shoyuta Kazuhaya, the most popular boy in school. Kazuhaya treats her with kindness and warmth, and slowly, Sawako begins to open up. Their relationship develops slowly, with moments of awkwardness and innocence that feel painfully real. Kimi and I Todok is all about growth, about learning to communicate, to trust, and to believe that you deserve love. Watching Sawako find happiness feels deeply rewarding. It's one of those shows that makes you want to hug the characters and thank them for being brave enough to love. It's not flashy or overly dramatic. It's quiet, gentle, and beautifully human. 6. Fruits Basket. Few anime capture the complexities of love, trauma, and acceptance like Fruits Basket. The story follows Toru Honda, a kind girl who ends up living with members of the mysterious Soma family, a family cursed to transform into animals of the Chinese zodiac when hugged by someone of the opposite sex. What starts as a quirky fantasy turns into one of the most emotionally powerful stories ever told in anime. Toru's compassion changes everyone she meets, especially Kyo and Yuki, the two boys who carry heavy emotional scars. The relationships in Fruits Basket aren't just about romance, they're about healing. It's a story about learning to love yourself, even when you've been hurt. By the time it ends, Fruits Basket delivers one of the most beautiful, tear-filled conclusions in anime history. It's not just a love story between characters, it's a love story about life itself. 7. The Ancient Magus Bride. For those who love a touch of fantasy in their romance, The Ancient Magus Bride is an unforgettable experience. Chai's Hattori is a girl who has lost everything. She's sold at an auction only to be bought by Elias Ainsworth, a tall, mysterious magus with the skull of a beast. But instead of cruelty, Elias offers her something unexpected, a chance to live, to learn, and to belong. Their relationship begins as something strange and uncertain, but slowly turns into something deeply emotional. The Ancient Magus Bride explores love in its rawest form. Not the simple, perfect kind, but love that grows through understanding, fear, and discovery. It's haunting, beautiful, and poetic. The world building is stunning, and the bond between Chais and Elias is unlike anything else. This is romance wrapped in mystery, fantasy, and healing. 8. Yona of the Dawn. If you love adventure mixed with emotion, Yona of the Dawn will steal your heart. Princess Yona starts as a sheltered girl living a peaceful royal life until betrayal forces her to flee her kingdom. With only her loyal bodyguard Hack by her side, Yona begins a journey of growth and self-discovery. As she gathers allies and becomes stronger, The romance between her and Hack slowly blooms. It's subtle, but powerful, built on trust, loyalty, and shared pain. Yona of the Dawn is more than a romance, it's a story of transformation. Watching Yona evolve from a frightened princess into a brave leader is inspiring, and the emotional connection between her and Hack adds depth to every episode. 9. More than a married couple, but not lovers. Now, for something more recent and playful, More Than a Married Couple, but Not Lovers. Set in a high school where students are paired up to act like married couples for a school project, the anime follows Akari and Jiro, two people who couldn't be more different. At first, they can't stand each other. But as they spend more time together, pretending to be husband and wife, those fake feelings start to feel a little too real. The chemistry between them is electric, and the show balances humor, awkwardness, and romance perfectly. It's lighthearted but full of genuine emotion, showing how love can sneak up on you when you least expect it. 10. My Dress-Up Darling. To wrap up our list, let's talk about one of the most beloved modern romance anime, My Dress-Up Darling. Gojo Wakana is a shy boy who loves creating traditional dolls, while Marin Kitagawa is an energetic, confident girl obsessed with cosplay. Their worlds couldn't be more different, but when Marin discovers Gojo's sewing talent, the two begin working together. Through cosplay, they grow closer, learning to support and inspire one another. The chemistry between them is absolutely undeniable, filled with laughter, teasing, and genuine affection. What makes My Dress-Up Darling shine is how it celebrates individuality. It's about two people who find beauty in each other's passions and aren't afraid to be themselves. The romance is sweet, flirty, and surprisingly heartfelt. Conclusion. So, there you have it, 10 amazing romance anime you absolutely need to watch. From the classic chemistry of Toradora to the heartfelt warmth of My Love Story, the emotional healing of Fruits Basket, and the playful energy of My Dress-Up Darling. Each of these shows reminds us why we fall in love with anime love stories in the first place. They make us laugh, cry, and dream, and in the end, they remind us that love can be found anywhere, in school hallways, in magical worlds, or even between two complete opposites. Whether you're new to romance anime or you've seen them all, these titles are perfect for rewatching or discovering for the first time. Because no matter how many heartbreaks or plot twists we go through, there's something comforting about knowing that, in the world of anime, love always finds a way.